Hey, what's happening, everybody? I wanted to show you which apps I am using on my iPhone 14 Pro and what apps am I going to be using on my upcoming iPhone 15 Pro. First off, I made a video talking about using Google Apps on an iPhone, and the reason I do is I can go from like an iPhone to a Samsung phone with no problem at all. So I'm not just stuck using one device. And if you're a person that uses multiple devices, you understand why I do that. So there you go. But I wanted to show y'all real quick, like for news, I use Google News and I come over here and I also use Apple News along with Apple Podcasts, and I use Google Podcasts. The reason I like Google Podcasts, same reason. I can go from device to device to device using the same app. I don't skip a beat. All right. So real quick, I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. For productivity, I love Apple Reminders. I basically live inside of my Apple Reminders app. Same thing with Apple Notes. I keep track of a lot of things inside of Apple Notes. Now, with all that being said, I also use Google Keep as well because I know there might become a time where I'm not going to have access to an iPhone and I'm going to have to use one of my Galaxy devices or one of my Pixel devices, and I'm going to be using my Google Keep. So I tend to keep everything kind of the same when it comes to that. Now, with reminders, another reason I like reminders is that it has location-based reminders, and that's a big thing to me. Also, I use both the Apple Calendar and I use Google Calendar. I've made videos talking about this before. I like Google Calendar because it kind of shows you everything at once when you open it versus whenever you use the Apple Calendar, it just shows you a bunch of dots, all right? Now, as far as social media goes and all that, you can see I have the typical stuff there, the Facebook, the Messenger, X, Instagram, and you can see the ones I'm using there. I got the Apple Health, TikTok, Rumble, so on and so forth. I also got Tumblr. I experimented with VK a little bit. I got Flickr, and I experimented with Threads. So these two are like non-existent in my life, but they're still there because, well, I gave them a try, and I'm like, I really didn't see the point. All right, so I wanted to come over here and show you all something else. I have apps on this page here, and you can see where I have all of the Google apps that even if I don't use them, I know they're there. That way, if I have to or I have a need for them, I can do it. But this page here is, I guess, kind of like my Wall Street or my financial page, or, you got the banking apps and all that. I got the Apple Wallet there. I got Verizon, so on and so forth. And this one right here, I got kind of consider it like on the Android, it looks a little bit different, but this is like where I have Amazon. And I do a lot of stuff on Amazon. I do a lot of shopping on Amazon. I got my Audible there, and I got Nike. I got some games on this one right here, so on and so forth. And this one right here is kind of like I guess you can say my entertainment one, even though it kind of goes back and forth. You can see I use Pandora and iHeart. But anyway, these are the apps I basically use on my iPhone 14, and I'm going to be using the same apps on my iPhone 15 Pro when it shows up. All right, y'all take care.